Hi, this is Shirish. In this video, we are going to learn how to import contacts into WorkMETHODS CRM solution. As you know that if you are anywhere in the solution, you can always go to the top menu from Sales, you can click on Contacts, and you will be displayed the Contacts homepage. On the Contacts homepage, you will see a menu on the left-hand side as Import Contacts. So let me click on that. You can always click on this download import file template. For a moment, let me click on this to show you how this works. So once I click on this, you can see in the browser, a CSV file gets downloaded. So this is how the downloaded template, basically it is giving you a list of all the columns that you may have. It does not mean that you need to have data for all these columns. However, whatever columns that you have, you can choose, you can delete, and there are very detailed instructions given over here. So let's look at the typical way that most of the users would import contacts into our solution. So in this case, you don't have to necessarily follow the instructions given in here, but I'm going to upload a file that I have manually created. It could be a download from some another software you might have, some contact software you might have, or they are downloaded from your Outlook or from CRM or anywhere else. So I'm going to show you a typical CSV file that you might use. So let me show you a file which typically you might use to import the contacts into the CRM software. So this particular file has very typical columns in their first name, last name, their position, email, mobile, office phone. Now you don't necessarily need to have a header row, but it is good to have a header row. And then below that, all these records are the records that I would like to import into the CRM solution. So let me move this aside a little bit and let us start working with the solution. So here I'm going to choose this file. So once I click this, my Explorer opens up. I am going here to the downloads and I'm going to look for my file. This is my file, contacts.csv, and I click on open. The file does not open, but just it comes into the software. Now the next step is it is asking you whether you want to create new records or you want to create new records as well as update existing record. So this kind of import allows you even to update your existing records. In this case, I'm going to choose only create new records. I click on next and I go to the second step. So now in second step, it is just confirming the import file properties. Typically, you just will have to look at these records and make sure the solution has really read the right file and the right records and so on. However, for some advanced users, let me also show you some features here that if you click on View Import File Properties, few fields open up and you can change some technical aspects about it. Typically on a CSV file, you don't have to do this, but if you have the files in different formats and so on, you can certainly use this. If you have a date, time zone, all these things can be set over here for the file. At this moment, just to stay simple, I'm going to hide this import file properties and continue with our demo. So once I have looked at this one and I say that, yeah, looks like this particular records are good, then I move on to the next one. Now it is asking that if the import file data was exported from any of these solutions like Salesforce.com or a Microsoft Outlook, basically what it does is that it does the mapping automatically for you. In our case, this is not downloaded from Salesforce.com or Microsoft Outlook. Hence, I'm going to just keep the none as the selected one and click on next. Now I move to step number 3. Now in step number 3, because that now the solution knows the file and also the layout, now it is trying to map the columns in the file to the fields in the database. So here you can see on the left hand side, these are actually our column names from the spreadsheet. Let me just quickly pull this spreadsheet over for you guys to see. Here you can see that this first name, last name, position, these were our headings for each of the columns. And then in the module field, it is basically asking you which database fields it should map this to. These are all the fields in contact. So here, some of those are already selected for you. Some of them, like position, well, that could not be mapped. The software doesn't know. So you can go in here and you can quickly select that title is the one what is called within the software. So you map this to title. For email, again, it could not find out what it is. So email address is the right column name. So that's what you choose. Mobile, it does not know what it is. For example, what I would like to do is I would like to show you that maybe though that particular field exists on your spreadsheet, you may not want to map that field. So you can just leave this here, and this mobile field, though it is there on your file, it will not be imported. Okay, so we will use that as an example. Now, other thing that you could also do is that the fields that are not on your spreadsheet, but they could have some static value, those fields also can be selected. So if you click on add field, you can see that again a drop down opens up only with the module fields. And you can look at this particular thing and say that, okay, well, in this particular case, I know that all these contacts are from the IT department. So maybe I'll choose department over here. And then for the default values, I am going to mention here that they are all from the IT department. And you can choose any fields that you want to. You can continue on adding multiple fields over here. However, with this, I'm going to be satisfied with this, and I'm going to click on next. Now, in the next one, it is asking about the fields to check for possible duplicates and all that. But obviously, email address is what we would like to use for identifying the duplicates. So this is typically happens when you are updating the records. If you remember right at the beginning, we had decided to only add the records. Hence, it is irrelevant right now, but I'm just trying to show you how this can be done in case you are updating the records. So it will match on the email address, and if it finds the email address, then it's going to update the record. And that's it. With these 4 steps, you have it. And once I click on import now, it's going to start importing. Once the import is completed, it is basically showing you what are all the records it has imported. You also have a choice to even undo the entire import. So all these options make your life very easy to import multiple records. So I'm going to click on exit. I hope that you find this very easy process. vCard is a standard that is used in the industry for exchanging business card information. So for example, from Outlook, you have few contacts and you have downloaded the vCards. So let me show you how you can even import vCards. So right above this import contacts, you have an option create contact from vCard. Once you click on that, it will ask you to select first the vCard file. So I have previously downloaded a contact for this demo. So let us choose that file. And I have a vCard over here for a contact named Steve Momper. So I click on this contact, I click on open. So this file is selected and I click on import vCard, and that's about it. The contact is already imported and I could see Steve Momper's record right within the CRM. Now there is a third way of importing contacts, which is by scanning the business card directly into the software. But that is the subject for another video. That's all, folks, about importing the contacts as well as importing them through the vCard. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.